boom, it's New Year's Eve. What? Okay, no, let's get serious. As you may or may not have guessed, goal setting is one of my favorite traditions around this time of year. But my next favorite tradition is year in review. Oh, I loves me a good year in review. And what's even better is that this year we get to do a decade in review. Some of you are horrified. You're like, oh God, she's too enthusiastic. I can feel it. But guys, seriously, when I was at university, a mate of mine started a tradition where at the end of every year, a whole bunch of us, mates, would all drive up in our beat up old cars to the top of a hill, looking out over the city, and at the sunset with a few glasses of wine, we'd talk about the year in the past, and we'd have a good laugh and we'd have a good cry. And it was just the most beautiful experience of really taking stock. And I encourage you, if you haven't done that and you've never had a year in review tradition with family and friends, give it a bash, start it. I think you'll love it. It's a time to dig deep into the Facebook feed, to pull stuff that you've totally forgotten had happened, and to take stock of the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all in. This morning, I actually sat down and I had to think about where I was in 2010 and where I am now. And what blows my mind is how much has happened in 10 years. 10 years ago, I was running a guest house. I've sold the guest house. I've competed in a half Ironman, 2 half Ironmans, opened a CrossFit gym, closed a CrossFit gym, got married, moved overseas, started work as a super yacht chef. I've cooked for the governor of Antigua and this ex-CEO of L'Oreal, and thank you. I've traveled the world, I'm settled down now, and I've started a coaching business in just 1 decade, 10 years. It's insane. Imagine how much is going to happen in the next 10. A year or a decade in review is not just about all the good stuff, all the things you've done, the successes you've had, the people you've loved. It's also about what you've lost and what you've learned. And if any of you guys out there have had a nasty breakup, a divorce, or you've lost somebody you love, now's the time to acknowledge it and to acknowledge your grief. And to my mind, grief is, well, there's no stronger evidence of the capacity of the human heart to love as the pain we feel when it's ripped wide open because of what we've lost. I actually believe that everybody is doing the best that they can. It's a bold statement because I have to include Trump. But I actually do believe that. And now is the time of year not to beat yourself up or to blame somebody else for all of the things you shoulda, woulda, coulda done. Now is actually the time to take stock and to see how far you've come. If you've been handed hell in a handbag by the universe, now is not the time to beat yourself over the head with that handbag. I mean, you are right here, right now, right? I mean, you've signed up for a goals coaching course. You are a badass survivor who still has the hope and the belief that things can change and things can get better, and that things can get better by your action and your intent. And that's awesome. So today's challenge, it's a really awesome one. It's simply to do a little year in review, or a decade in review, even better, to grab a couple of photographs and to post it into Facebook for us and for your friends and family, and just tell us about what you've loved, what you've lost, and what you've learned in the last year or the last decade. Please share it with us. It would be so awesome. And then when the clock strikes 12, you say goodbye to 2019. You say goodbye to the last decade with gratitude and with grace. Then you start looking forward. Then you can celebrate and bring in the new year with hope and enthusiasm and excitement and anticipation.